Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Brandon Shank, and welcome to the Brandon Shank Podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Brandon Shank Podcast. Not only is it our Christmas podcast, it's our last podcast of 2023. Today's crazy sweater day here on the set, and they made me take it up a notch. And I will say, there is a chance I will not make it through this podcast due to heat exhaustion.
If
I fall out, just keep going, Corey.
If you are not watching, you need to get out your phone right now and you need to see what Brandon is wearing right now because it's well worth it.
It's a beautiful
It's
thing.
well worth it. It's, you know what? I don't even think it's ugly Christmas sweater day. It's magnificent Christmas.
It is. It's classic.
I mean, you got a jumpsuit. Yours isn't even a sweater.
Yeah,
it's a full body.
It's 170 over here right now, and the sun is beaming, bro.
That's
I'm going to be dripping by the time this thing's over.
I got T-Rex breathing
it.
fire wearing, yeah, you know.
It fits you, man.
Yeah. It's
I
almost
like
like
that
laser cats, but it's just with a T-Rex.
I love it. So I figured, why not kick off the show with something we both hate?
Okay.
Randall Aaron on the way.
Oh, man.
See if we can get Corey. Corey's gag
no, don't.
Some eggnog, baby.
Brandon, I should have known when I saw your cups on the table.
It's even
that
in a carton. Even buying this made me nauseous.
I don't know if I want to do this.
I got my moose Christmas vacation. I mean, I'm all nostalgic over here.
We're legit
I might not be able to
drinking
get
this.
this open, so I may not be able to do it anyway. Huh?
I mean, it's like a school carton. You
It's a
got
school
you
carton.
do the
This
one
is-
side.
I
You're
tried.
like, oh, I messed that
I've
up. You
lost
flip
my
to the
touch.
other side.
Oh, no, I didn't. There it is. Let me see.
Oh, bro, I don't want to do this.
Mm.
A good thing I have coffee still left because I'm gonna need it after I drink.
There's mine.
Come on, bro. All right, I gotta go pick mine up, I guess. Corey's coming out of the corner.
Oh, yeah. It is foul. It looks foul. Here, let's cheers it up. Oh, man.
Okay.
Some people are like, bro, it's just eggnog. I feel like I'm drinking scrambled eggs.
Yeah. It does look like, I saw what Peggy commented she wants to try it in pancakes. It does look like pancake batter.
You might be able to. It does. All right, man. Well, bottoms up. Merry Christmas to you,
The
Corey.
whole thing? Are you going the whole thing?
We'll see if I can make it. I'll see.
Oh, I just smelled it. I should have done that.
Bottoms up, homeboy.
Okay. You know what?
It's not bad.
It's actually not as bad as I think I take it all back.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me I've been missing out on this
That
my
is
entire
delicious.
life?
Delete the last podcast.
Wait a second. You mean I could have been drinking cake batter my entire life?
Dude, you want seconds?
Yes, I want seconds.
It's pretty good. If maybe it's just Wawa hit it up, man. Maybe it was just Wawa. We finished the whole carton, man. Look at that. That was delicious. Hey, Saturday at our staff breakfast throwdown, guess what's going to be there? The boy's going to have eggnog.
Yeah, this isn't some like special. It's just normal eggnog.
Wow. Wawa eggnog.
I mean, Wawa.
Let me read the ingredients.
Okay.
Milk, crack cocaine,
Yeah, exactly. It making sense.
liquid sucrose, obviously, disgusting. Cream, non-fat milk, egg yolk, sugar, corn syrup. Contains 0.5% or less of spice, sodium phosphate, and all the other stuff. So, contains milk and egg. That's
Wow.
good.
I mean,
I think I'm bringing it back to the holidays.
yeah, dude. Wawa.
This
job.
episode is sponsored by Wawa. Thank you.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut from here on out.
I was ready for the gag reflex, man. That was good.
Yeah, it doesn't. See, here's my problem. I'm such a smell guy.
Wow.
It doesn't really smell that good. But when you drink it, it tastes nothing like it smells.
I don't even know how to describe the taste.
So all my life, you take one little sniff and you're like, yeah, I don't want that. I'm good. Completely different.
Completely.
It tastes completely different than it smells.
Oh, wait, this is concentrate.
Exactly. Oh, you're supposed to add the eggs.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not mad about it.
Ate my words. Goodness.
Will you go to the store and buy eggnog now and drink it?
For all those people that like eggnog, I'm sorry for what I said last week.
Yeah, me too. I mean, will you go buy this and drink it at home?
I mean, my wife gets it because she likes it, so I guess I'll drink it now. Yeah,
so
I guess
I'm gonna take this to our party on Saturday, bro. I'm gonna get me some eggnog.
Go for it, dude.
Salmon it's flowing like the salmon at Capistrano.
Can we dip our cups in it and just be?
Why not? Bring a moose cup, you can.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
wow.
I always wanted to drink eggnog out of a moose cup, and I think it was the nostalgia of that and the taste. Everything was everything I expected and more.
Thank you for having the courage to make us do this today.
Hey,
because I feel like my Christmases are now forever changed.
Well, I was a little nervous you were going to throw up, but I thought, well, it's good for press. Corey pukes on the podcast. It's just going to be good for press.
And I could totally see. So my friend Austin reached out to me, and he said that he puts it in pancakes. And I was like, okay, well, you're cooking it. So I could see how that would be good. Yeah. That was been my whole spiel. And then Peggy said it. I could totally see how this would make a fantastic pancake.
Oh, yeah, it's delicious.
Oh, man.
You know what I would add to it? I think I'd do more spice. I like spicy things.
See,
so you could throw extra spice in there for me, like clove, some cinnamon. I'd be all over that.
I'm probably on the other side. I think it has just enough to wet my whistle, and I'm good.
Well, good, man. We did. I feel like we grew today.
We did.
Like we went somewhere together.
Wow.
Well, who would have thought 2023 was going to end with me being an eggnog fan?
It's going to be.
I don't know if that's the right word.
2024 is going to be a good year.
It is. Hold on, I think I'm going to throw up.
Think that egg's kicking in.
Yeah. Is your Christmas shopping done, man?
No. My wife says, and my children are. Can I tell? Here's a story. Here's a funny story, and I'm going to throw my brother-in-law under the bus. So I have struggled this year. So normally my wife and I don't go crazy for each other on Christmas, but this year she's like, let's do presents. And I'm like, okay. The problem is I know the things my wife likes, but my wife also likes to approve the purchases that she gets.
What?
And so
that's not present?
meaning I was on Amazon the other day and she was like, don't just buy something to buy something because you have to buy something. I was like, well, then you tell me what you want. And then she just hasn't told me anything that she wants. And normally I'm like, all right, you're just going to get some, shopping spree or whatever. Anyway, so this year I was like, well, I need to get like a couple of surprises. And so I bought her like a massage gun. She gets some knots in her back and
things
stuff.
Are amazing,
dude. And I wasn't team massage gun until I tried my brother-in-law's out. I'm like, okay, legit. These things are legit.
They're nice.
And so for my wife, I was like, she gets some back pain and some shoulder pain and stuff like that. And so I'm like, hey, I think this might be just a little surprise. I found one that was on sale and whatnot, and I got some other odds and ends. Well,
she's not listening, is she?
Well, here's the problem. So literally yesterday, I'm getting the boys ready for the school bus and everything like that. And my brother-in-law sends a text message to me and Lauren. He's like, oh, I saw that you guys are getting a massage gun. Man, we love ours, whatever. I'm like, bro, thanks for ruining the surprise. And then I had to get the kids on the bus. And
unsend the text.
For 40 minutes, I never text him back. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But I've been struggling this year to somehow surprise my wife with something. And that was the one thing. I was like, oh, maybe there'd be like a small surprise. Nope. Ruined. So I'm just...
Tell him to stop creeping on your Amazon orders.
Well, here's the thing. We purposely used 2 different Amazon accounts this year. So I was using my brother-in-law's, and she was using another one, so that way we couldn't see what we were buying for one another. Well,
good strategy. I forgot your brother-in-law's on there.
Yep.
Hey, it's all right. It's all right,
Ryan.
Hey, it's all right, man. It's all right. We've all made those mistakes. I've said stuff about Santa from the platform before, like funny stuff, and not realizing there's kids in there.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I was. Should I say this? Oh, yeah, I'll say it. I was part of a church service where the pastor literally grabbed the elf on the shelf, and there was a collective that went through the audience. I was like, yeah, maybe not the best.
I'm feeling a little nauseous.
Could have been.
I think it's the heat and the eggnog.
Well, you are sitting in that sun. Yeah. It's bacon.
That's good. Yeah, I officially start my shopping on Friday. That'll give me a good solid.
I'm taking the boys out Thursday to get something for Lauren, and I'll probably get some stuff then too. So we are gonna. I have all faith in myself. I'll find something.
I believe in you.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I believe in you, man. So what Christmas really tells us all is that we're procrastinators. The malls are packed.
Except for my wife, yeah.
People are stressed out. But I understand, she's like, well, if you're going to spend the money, get me something I want. Don't just get me something.
That's how she is, yeah.
Shop malls are packed, delivery drivers sleep in their trucks, and there's potential fist fight in every Walmart this time of year. It's just the most wonderful time of the year.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, so I have exciting news.
I'm ready.
I'm going to be in a trick shot video.
Oh, you are?
That's right.
Your sons?
Yes, them Shank boys.
Yeah, them Shank boys.
You'll see. Yeah. I was outside when they were shooting it. I offered some expertise. I made a shot, and, it's a great feeling.
Hey.
Caden said, is that not the best feeling in the world? I said, you know what, son? You may be right. It may be the best feeling in the world to make a trick shot.
It does feel really good.
It's really good.
Yeah. I've shot some with my son. But shout out to them Shank boys. Go subscribe. Seriously. They're great videos.
They are.
Caden's got a talent for sure.
Yeah, and he tries to include as many kids as he can, which is cool.
Yeah.
Tries to always get. Anytime we have anybody come over, it's trick shots or something. You know what I mean? Throwing somebody out of a window or running. Something.
Throwing somebody out of a window.
So this is our combo episode. We will be back January 3rd.
Yes.
But this will take you for 2 weeks, so listen to it twice. What I want to do in 2024, I just want the Commanders to win. That's what I want in 2024. It's not a lot to ask. Just win. Just win over 5. It's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a lot to ask. Or get us a stadium. Just give us something to look forward to. Yeah. Someone sent me a pic this week. We were playing in L.A. against the Rams, and somebody sent me a pic from L.A. in the stadium. They were at the game, and we were getting destroyed. I mean, we only lost by a touchdown, but they were like, man, I'm here at the game, blah, 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 and they showed me the view from their seats, which was awesome, but we were getting destroyed. And I'm like, come on, Commanders. We can do better. Yeah. That's what I want in 2024. Yeah. I just want a winning team. I thought, man, once I get season tickets, they're bound to do better. Nah. Yeah. No, we're not.
What's their schedule look like?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I mean, we know we play the East, which, you got Dallas, New York, and Philly. You play them at least twice. So right there, it's not looking too hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And DeVito for the Giants keeps balling. Who knows? They got beat pretty good last week by the Saints, but who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows? So I saw recently there was an article on a Home Alone grocery trip. Have you seen this?
Oh, yeah.
Kevin goes to the grocery store, and he picks up a half gallon of milk,
a
half gallon of orange juice, a TV dinner, a loaf of Wonder Bread, frozen mac and cheese, liquid detergent, saran wrap, a bag toy of soldiers, Snuggle dryer sheets, and toilet paper, and uses a $1 off coupon for a grand total of $19.83. And they say that those same groceries today will be $53.94, including the $1 off coupon.
Oh,
that's
man.
More than that's over 100% inflation.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I know.
I mean, it's been 30 years.
I don't know why I'm laughing. I guess you just have to.
They say $100 is the new 20, and I agree with that because when I used to go on vacation with my friends growing up, my mom would give me $20 for the whole week.
Oh yeah,
$20.
Oh yeah,
and it would always buy a new Era hat. I'd always get a new Era hat every time I went. And those things are $40 now, $50, $20.
Yeah.
Got a fitted hat every year. We'd go to the outlets in Ocean City.
Nice.
On the way to Ocean City.
I like that.
Yeah. But now, nothing.
Hey, we went out to Goodwill the other day and I found a pair of size 14 Crocs.
Really?
So I'm now Team Croc.
What color?
They're like turquoise.
It's even better.
Size 14 Croc. They're like $50 in the store. I got them for $7.
Are they lightly used?
No, they look brand new, honestly, to be honest with you. So, yeah, it was a good find.
It's a great find.
They definitely look like clown shoes, but because they're size 14.
And they're turquoise.
They're turquoise.
The thing is, when people go to Goodwill all the time and go hunting for things, over time, if they start establishing a wardrobe out of it, you can tell that they've got like the cool. You're like, where'd you get all that stuff?
Yeah,
like, the only way you find it's Goodwill.
Goodwill.
You can't order that.
Absolutely.
Which is it's great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We go like every Monday.
I love it.
It's fun.
Let me ask you this. Let's go to You Asked For It.
Oh, man, you got me. I wasn't ready for it. I did it pretty quick, though.
It was good.
Don't blame me. You asked for it.
Why didn't it show up on the screen? That was weird. Oh, well. We heard it.
We heard it. So, do you guys, and I would like to ask those at large, real tree or fake tree?
We have gone back and forth throughout my wife and I's time together. There are times where we did the whole thing. We took the kids out to essentially the forest and cut it down ourselves. And then there are years where it's like, we're fake this year. So this year we're fake. We're just
That's
like,
pretty nostalgic, going out and cutting it down. That's like as Christmas vacation as it gets.
Legit cut it down. Yeah, when we lived in West Virginia.
And then you run out of your neighbor's yard as fast as you could.
Yeah, exactly.
Hurry.
But we go back and forth. So I get the vibe. I don't get me wrong. I love the smell, that kind of stuff. It's just the cleanup, the keeping it after. What do you do? When we lived in West Virginia, I'll be honest, it was easy. Afterwards, you just throw it in the fire pit and you burn it. It's a little different here.
Yeah, I mean, I could burn it.
Not for you.
Yeah, I could.
You could burn yours.
But,
I'm not burning.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing for me. We had a real tree growing up like a couple of times, and what I remember from real trees is that they're like pets. You have to water them.
Yeah.
And then when you take them out of your house, it's a ton of cleanup, all the dead needles and stuff.
Disaster.
Anytime, like towards Christmas Day, like the week of Christmas, what I remember is that the closer you get to Christmas Day, the more you can't touch the tree. By the time Christmas Day hits, if you walk by the tree and bump it, all the needles fall off.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why would you do this to yourself? And then getting it out of the house is a nightmare. If you get needles everywhere, and then you just throw it away. You don't have to store it, but then you have to buy it again the next year. You have to pay another $150, $200 for a tree. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm on the fake tree band all day. I'm on that bandwagon. My wife, she has a couple of trees. They're all fake. We don't like to deal with the mess, and we don't want to have to deal with the water. Like the last thing I want to do is remember to take care of something.
Yeah.
And so we don't even deal with it. So for me, I understand the nostalgia. If people have done that growing up, I get it. If people like the smell, I get it. I'm not a hater of it. It's just all day. If my wife was like, "Nick, this year, let's get a real tree," I would say, absolutely not a chance. Will you laugh in my ear?
You're straight up here. I'm sorry.
Better. Fixed it. Yeah, the conversation today is not going to be too deep.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope you go into something super serious.
So this is the thing about a fake tree too. I heard recently somebody put their fake tree up and they're enjoying their evening, and guess what comes out?
Oh,
a baby owl.
Oh, whoa.
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't going to guess that.
Another tree. People go downstairs, and all over their presents in their trees, tiny little black things everywhere. Baby spiders. Thousands of baby spiders.
Yeah.
A third story was it warmed up in the house.
Yeah.
And the ticks started coming out of the tree.
Oh, no.
Ticks.
No, I'd rather have spiders.
Why would you? So when I think of it, I'm like, you're bringing that into your home. I'm not hating on you, but I do think it's interesting how much we go green and how much we love our society. And those same people who will not drink water out of a plastic bottle will go get a real tree for Christmas. I'm thinking, so you'll cut down a tree for Christmas, but you are all about the go green. Help me understand that one. That's how backwards we can be, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you like real tree, go get you a real tree and enjoy it, man. I'm all for it. But I'm definitely on the fake tree.
Yeah.
My wife got one last year from Balsam Hill. I don't know if you know what that is, but I'm sure a lot of ladies who love trees, or even those fellows out there who love trees, Balsam Hill, her tree's great. It's great, man. The lights are beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a little scraggly, but apparently that's in.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's scraggly.
Okay.
Like it looks like It looks like they missed every other branch.
Yeah, that's a Charlie Brown Christmas
It's like
tree.
something you see in Colorado, but she loves it.
Yeah.
Apparently it's in.
Okay.
I was like, babe, we pay that much money for a tree, half of it's missing. She's like, I love it. I'm like, it's worth it.
Okay. Yeah.
That's worth it. I don't really care. I think it looks great now. Now it's my favorite. Now, full tree, you're like, man, you need to like chill out a little bit.
Calm down.
Yeah, calm down on that, man. Calm down that a little bit. So let's go to 2024 real quick. What do you want in 2024? What's the one thing you want? I know I referenced the Commanders, and that's something, but I can't control that.
Yeah.
But what do you want? What do you think of one thing you want in 2024?
I mean, we talking like more serious stuff, or are we talking like
Whatever's in that deep,
whatever's
beautiful
in that
heart
deep?
of yours.
All right. Well, my wife and I, we celebrated 14 years last week.
Congratulations. Throw in a little crowd right here.
Woo! So during the dinner, we went to a nice dinner. Shout out to Brian for hooking us up for the dinner. We went to the Cavalier. Becca, man, it was really nice. Anyway, we were just talking a lot about 2024, a lot of maybe like potentially, I don't know, starting our own business or something like that. So I feel like for me, 2024, especially for my wife, I just feel this kind of like I want to be a better and bigger support system for her and what God has put into her and instilled into her, and how we can do that together. I don't know. So there's a lot of things that we're talking about and dreaming about, but I want to move in a direction in 2024. So
I
I don't
it.
really know
Beautiful.
any more than that, but
It's good.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Very selfless goal
Yeah.
and dream. I love that. Well, mine's selfish.
Nothing wrong with that.
You know what I want in 2024?
What?
More than anything?
Yeah.
Respect.
Oh,
I want respect in 2024. That's all I want. Is that too much to ask? I'm 41 years old. I've worked hard. I want some respect.
Put some respect on the
With this
name.
bunny suit.
Yeah.
I want some respect.
Yeah. There it is. We found it. We already
found
hit it.
We found it. I want some respect, man. Last night. Perfect example. Perfect example. You know, my kids, they think that, I think like every other kid, they don't value anything because it's just given. And that's not their fault. My kids last night, Caden said something about, I don't even remember. They complain about me working. They complain, and I'm at home at night. I coach their baseball teams.
Yeah.
If I'm not at their beck and call, Asher almost fought me this morning because he asked me to play pool for 2 days in a row. When they want me to do something, Dad, come out and be a quarterback. Guys, can I please talk you into maybe like letting me work for like an hour, please? I'm like, okay, I'll come play quarterback. Like it's they bully me.
Yeah.
And last night we were cleaning up the kitchen, and Casey had made an incredible dinner, and she had somewhere she had to go. So we're cleaning up, and I said, guys, all hands on deck. Let's go. And Caden says, you know, why do we got to clean? And he cleans all the time. He's 13. And Casey says, I made the food. Your dad paid for the food. You clean up the food. And he says, Dad doesn't do anything.
Oh,
he said, Dad, what do you have to do tomorrow? Wear a bunny suit and shoot a podcast with your friends? I admit he has a point.
Boy, yeah.
However, what he doesn't know is the amount of work and the price you pay to get to a place in life where you can shoot a podcast in a bunny suit with your friends.
That's true.
Okay?
Yeah.
I just want some respect, man.
Exactly.
I want some respect. Is that so hard to ask for?
You need some perspective.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Dad doesn't do nothing, man. What's wrong with you, boy?
But
What's wrong with you, man?
yeah, you're a pastor. You don't do anything.
Only on Sunday mornings. I mean, come on. Come on, man. Hey, so let's go back to your Goodwill story.
Yeah.
Great lead, by the way.
Oh, okay, cool.
So recently, a lady purchased, do you say vase or vase?
I would say a vase.
Me too. I'm American. I don't know if it's the right way to say it, but I feel like vase is something
Sure.
for French people, maybe? I feel like French people say vase, sophisticated.
Maybe.
Maybe it's not French. Maybe it's just the right way to say it. But I say vase. Vase. Americans.
I say vase.
That's a vase.
That's a vase over there.
A vase purchased for $3.99 sold for more than $107,000. It was
Telling
purchased
you.
at a Goodwill.
Trying to live that life
This
someday.
is the worst part. What I'm about ready to tell you.
Oh, no.
This will be the part that makes you cringe. It was by a famous Italian designer, Carlo Scarpa.
Okay.
$3.99 sold for $107,000. It was purchased in Richmond.
No, it was so close.
So close.
It was so close.
$107,000 was sitting on a shelf at a Goodwill.
Yeah.
This close. And all we had to do was have a prophetic dream by God, get in the vehicle and drive to purchase it for $3.99 and come home and sell it for $107,000.
That's crazy.
Is that sickening?
People need to know what they got.
$107,000. Well, the lady bought the vase, and she said just it looked different, and so she went to some dealers, and they were like, "You need to put this at auction." Got $107,000. She's like, I wasn't going to keep it and save it. She's like, I was terrified that thing's sitting in my house.
Yeah.
That it's going to fall over at any time. She's like, I wanted to get rid of it as fast as I could. I would sell it.
Absolutely.
$107,000,
man,
for $3.99. So maybe those turquoise Crocs are a limited edition. Yeezy,
worn
or
by
something.
worn
and
by
they're worth
Yeezy.
a couple grand. I'm just saying.
Hey,
I have a guy that I met, and he was telling me his brother works for Nike and does he's a shoe dealer.
Yeah.
And he sent him a couple of pairs of shoes, and he said one pair he sent him was $7,000.
Oh man.
He said there's a lot of times his wife is like, "Why don't you get rid of those shoes?" He's like, "Because they're for $7,000." I was like, "Man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd probably be getting rid of them.
Yeah, I'd be selling
$7,000.
Yeah, for sure.
All day.
Absolutely.
So I do have one question that I would like all the people listening to answer. There's nothing more polarizing in our country than politics.
Mm.
All right? So this ain't going to get too serious. But there's nothing, and we don't talk politics because, quite frankly, I don't really care about them.
Yeah.
I care about them, but not enough to take over my life. people care about politics so that their life isn't taken over, but what they don't realize is politics is taking over their life. That's what's funny about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you're trying so hard not to join a gym and pay $30 a month, and so you pay $30 a month for an app to work out at home. It's the same thing, right? So people, they don't want their life controlled, so they're all into politics, but politics control their life. So my question to all the people out there, and I'm wondering, because Donald Trump is either the biggest manipulator and chauvinist the world has ever known, or he's the most expert marketer I've ever encountered. Because the man's been out of office for years, and he is still on more headlines than Biden. Donald Trump's name is on our newsfeed right now more than ever in the history of mankind. The man is either a narcissistic, crazy, out there nutbag, or he's an expert marketer. And I'm not sure which one I know. I'm not sure which one, because I guess time will tell. But from cheating to indictments, the Georgia election interference, federal election interference, hush money, the dude's either in big trouble or he's a marketing genius. That's all I'm going to say. Because people are always talking about him. Always. More than any former president in history. He's still in the news. Explain that one.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me how we could be so obsessed with somebody who's not even in office.
What's the phrase?
And why?
What's the phrase that essentially means like any news is good news? I can't remember that phrase.
I don't know.
The marketing phrase.
Bad press is still press type thing?
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Yeah. I don't know, but I'm curious, all those people listening. You know, what is it about this guy that is just so polarizing that we can't seem to shake him? What is it? He's apparently a liar. He's apparently a cheater. He's apparently scandalous. He's apparently in connection with Russia and all these other places. So why are we still talking about him? Why is he not in? I don't understand how somebody could have so many judgments against him and not be in jail. Well, you have to do the judicial system. I understand that. But when it comes to tampering with Russia and the U.S. and creating relationships that are unethical between countries, I would think you don't wait for your court date to come up for something like that. I would think that the judicial eggnog.
There's a word, yeah.
I didn't have to be carded for this, so
was
I
it
promise
spiked? Was it spiked?
The judicial system. I don't understand how the judicial system has not done. I don't get it, and I don't read all the articles. I'm not involved in it. I don't get into depth, and so maybe that's why I don't know the answer. I just scroll and every day I see his name. But my thought is the judicial system. I don't understand how you have somebody who is quote unquote in bed with organizations that are obviously opposed to America or has tampered with voting, and it's like he's waiting for a court date. Like they don't have enough to press charges. Like if it was what they are saying it is, how is he not in jail waiting trial or something?
Yeah.
And I don't know the system. I don't know the judicial system. So that's probably the reason. But it's amazing to me that somebody could do all those things they're saying if he did them, and he's still walking around. So that's why I'm saying he's either an expert marketer and he's sending out these headlines to keep his name in the news. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand what somebody has to do to get put in prison or held until they're trialed if he's done these things. I don't understand what more you'd have to do. A former president who has tampered with the election, like I don't get it. If that's the case, I'm not saying he's guilty of anything because I don't know. Yeah. I don't follow it. I just know that he's in the news, and these are the arguments, and these are the things I see all the time about him.
What it feels like to me, and again, I don't. God knows I don't follow it either. I don't follow the news. I really don't track it. But what it feels like is the whole thing is corrupt. And so I feel like if Trump gets indicted for, other people should get indicted for. Well, I feel like I kind of feel like politics is one of those situations where it's like, well, if we open up that door, and then we got to open up that door for everybody.
That makes sense.
And that looks really bad on the whole system. And we all know the whole system. There's a lot going on with the whole system.
What you're saying makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So you're saying that it's not that he's not guilty, but you're saying he's not the first to do it. And if they indict him, there's going to be stuff that comes out about other presidents and other things that will probably be just indicting.
I think a lot of people are guilty. I mean, even insider trading alone, all of those people are probably guilty of insider trading.
Yeah. Well, and he does bring a lot on himself because of the way he talks and the things he says. Yeah. So we get that. But the amount that this man is in the news is baffling to me. Because well, he's a former president. He's doing all these things. Nobody's ever done this. I just refuse to believe that he's the only president he just has and I think he brings it on himself, and maybe he likes it. He likes the attention. Maybe it's a way for him to stay in the public eye. I mean, maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's expert marketing.
Yeah.
So be like, how could you even say that about him? He's a dog. Well, is he? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying, when I'm looking at it from my perspective and from my point of view, I am amazed at this man and how much he continues to stay in the news. There's been people to try to stay in the news and haven't been successful at it, but he has been very successful. And you're thinking, well, he's a president. He is very successful before he was a president at being in the news. So it is what it is. But it was just something I'd like to offer out there. You know, I'm interested.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he's figured it out.
Maybe.
You know,
or it's both and.
I'm curious.
That's
I'm not,
always me.
again, it's not the politics, but this next election, I'm extremely curious of how that's going to go.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I just don't. You don't know about the world anymore.
Yeah,
I mean,
who's the front runner? Who's
I don't.
Gonna, I mean, yeah, it's the same. It's like, it's just America, man. I think what I've learned is that the first election I could vote in was in 2000, and I remember standing in line. Is that right? 2000, 2002, 2002. I think it was 2000. I forget what year it was, but I don't remember what every 4 year comes down to. What is this? 24? Is the election next year?
2024.
Is it next year?
Yeah, 2024.
Okay, so it was 2000. And I remember standing in line with my parents to vote at the courthouse in Warrenton, Virginia, and I felt so invigorated and I felt so alive. And so I think the right to vote is an incredible opportunity for this country and for people at every level. It's something we have to utilize and take advantage of. And so, I'm curious, but honestly, you know, the government doesn't determine those people. We get all that. It was just one of those things where I see this man's name all the time, and I'm like, man, they're never going to go away.
Yeah.
Something else, though, you know, Matthew Perry, the Incredible Friends actor, his autopsy just came back, and there was different stuff in his. There was a therapy he was taking for depression and anxiety. I forget the name of the drug, but they used it, but they say it would be out of his body within 3 to 4 hours. Well, he did it again. I guess I don't know if it was he put it in his body himself or he had it done, but it was a week and a half before, and they said it wouldn't have affected him. But when he died, he still had it in his system, so they're assuming that he took it again. So maybe it was like an anti-anxiety or depression thing. But George Clooney, whenever they were filming ER, Friends was in the NBC studio at the same time, and so he got to know Matthew Perry. And George Clooney offered some insights that I thought was really interesting, especially coming into the holiday season, coming into Christmas. He said, all Matthew Perry ever wanted to do was be on a sitcom. And he told him, as soon as I'm on a sitcom, on something consistent, on a regular sitcom, I will be so happy. I will be so elated with life.
Yeah.
And George Clooney tells a story about Matthew Perry. He knew him since he was 16. About how Matthew Perry just wanted to be on a sitcom so badly. He just wanted to be on something consistent. He thought, when I'm on a regular sitcom, all these things go away, all these addictions, all this stuff in me will go away. And I mean, if we're being honest, I think all of us think that.
Yeah.
That when you get a certain amount of money, when you get the certain level of success, I had a friend recently tell me who's a very successful pastor, and he's really young, and he told me, he said, Brandon, I thought that when I got to this place, I thought it would be a lot later in life, but I thought when I got to this place, things would be so different. And he said, and the fact that they're not, it almost makes you pause to figure out why. He said, but nothing's changed. You got a lot more people, a lot more influence. He's like, but nothing changes.
Yeah.
So I think we're all guilty of that. As far as, I don't think guilty is the right word, but we all have that thing of, man, when I have more money and more influence, everything changes. It doesn't, because what's in you is what's in you.
Yeah. That's
That's only changing by what Jesus is doing in your life, period. So George Clooney said that when Matthew Perry took Chandler Bing on Friends and he was on that regular sitcom, he still saw him because they were still filming in the NBC studio and right next to them. And he said he wasn't happy. Despite fulfilling his childhood dreams, he said this did not bring him joy or happiness or peace, which I think is ironic because this is a season of joy, happiness, and peace. This is a guy who had it all. He wasn't born an addict. He had holes in his life that he was trying to fill with the addiction. Yeah. That's why people become addicts. That's why people become alcoholics. That's why people have affairs. They're trying to fill a void that isn't able to be filled by a person, right? There's a void in all of our life that only Holy Spirit can fill. It's just the reality of it. But George Clooney went on to say, we just knew that he wasn't happy. He said 12 Vicodin a day and all the stuff that he talked about, all that heartbreaking stuff. And it also just tells you that success and money and all those things, it doesn't automatically bring you happiness. He said you have to be happy with yourself in your life. And I just think this time of year, a lot of people are talking about joy and happiness and peace, and realizing that this is a stressful time. 1, because everybody's super busy. Nobody has any nights available. 2, nobody has any money available. And 3, once it's all over, it's the countdown to going back to work. And then you have to start the year in debt, exhausted, and trying to find purpose. That's what Christmas does to a lot of people. I can tell you, since starting this church, Christmas has not been like it was before, because we have Christmas Eve services, which I love. But you just said it before we started the podcast. This is probably the busiest week of your year.
Yeah.
So coming into Christmas Eve service, getting stuff ready for January. I mean, because this is a thing. We have our online, December 31st is our online only service, which we love. We recorded last week. We're excited about it, excited for people to see it. But it's an online only service, December 31st. This Sunday, 9:30 at Green Run High School, we have our Palms Christmas Eve service, one big service at 9:30 a.m. Hope you all make it out. It's online as well, as is everything. But next year, we launch a campus in March in Oakland, Maryland. We already talked about January. Our staff, hey, stay nimble. We may be making some trips to Oakland if we have to. There's a lot of different variants that we've been talking about that we've been working through. And what people don't realize is that's just our life. But for their life, you build up to Christmas. And afterwards, the reason that people struggle in January is because nothing has changed.
Yeah. That's good.
Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
And I think since I pastored the church, the stress of December is heavier than any month. 1, because you got to prep for January. You got to do finances for January. You got to do your budgets for January. Even though we go over those things in like October, it still has to be done. January comes around, and it's like you got to create momentum somehow, right? You're an organizational leader. You're in a church. Like, well, it's just a church. Yeah, you got to continue to create momentum in your church. You got to continue to push people to discipleship. Like for us, this one's easy, right? We're planting a campus in March. Like it's going to be all go. But my point is, it's like you're still a leader. You're still a father. You're still a husband. You know, baseball starts in the spring. All those things can be overwhelming. Like Casey told me today, she said, the week between Christmas and New Year's, let's just enjoy it. Let's just quiet ourselves. And I had joked with her. I said, hey, let's go away for a vacation, just me and you. And we were like, you know, we're going to do that. And we're excited. I said, will you drink with me? And she laughed. And she was like, drinking doesn't bring the peace drinking doesn't bring rest.
Yeah.
She's like, Jesus brings rest. And we laughed because we don't drink.
Yeah.
And I don't need to get away to like hide a whiskey. Like that's not me. I've never been a drinker. It's not something that's tempting. So it's not like it's a thing, but it was so true what she said. And it's really resonated with me she's like, Jesus is the only thing that brings rest. And it's so true.
Yeah.
It's the only thing in our life that brings rest. And people are going to addictions. They're going to inebriations. They're going to, man, I can just be hemmed up for a couple of days. I don't have to drive, but then what?
Yeah.
And I think that's what my question would be. But then what? At the end of 2023, do what you want to do, but then what? And we can actually go through this Christmas full of joy, hope, happiness, peace. Don't let the addiction get at you. Don't let those families get at you. Go and schedule a time that you're going to leave. Like, you know, put boundaries around yourself and guardrails, but maybe you need some of that family time too. Be present with your family. I think a lot of people run into the Christmas season and they run fast, visit family, do the presents, get back home, get everything cleaned up, go back to school.
Yeah.
That's not restful.
Yeah.
Like, what can you do to actually plan rest and not have that anxiety and actually enjoy it? And when I read this, I thought, you know, this isn't just Christmas. This is people's life. This is how society works. Once I get there, then it doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
I can tell you from my perspective, I mean, I'm living the dream sitting here in a bunny suit, recording a podcast with my friends. Nothing changes. Only thing that changes is what God does inside of you.
Yeah.
That's it. And I think people are always looking for answers. And for whatever reason, the answer that stands in front of them, the Bible says, Jesus says, I stand at the door and knock. Like I'm always present. And you're like, why can I not just find peace? Why am I frustrated? What do I do? Who can help me?
Yeah.
And then we're wondering why we're getting frustrated and badgered and overwhelmed because he's still standing there 10 years later, 15 years later, on our deathbed. And then when you find him, the one thing I found with God is when you find him, you're like, why didn't I wait so long?
Yeah.
Because we're prideful. Because we think we try to fix everything. And it's okay. We're human.
Yeah.
But I would encourage everybody, don't waste this holiday season and go through it like you have before. Let God be the thing to change your life. And he will. I stand here with this bunny suit on and declare it. That he will change your life. You know?
Yeah.
The joy and happiness that I felt in peace has nothing to do with success or money or anything with my children. People are still people. Bullies are still bullies. The world is still dark. but there's a lot to enjoy around us. And we don't have to live in that. You know, there's months where I feel like I just struggle with depression on and off for the whole month sometimes because of the weight and things that I'm walking through. And I don't want that to be the case in 24. Like, there's habits in my life that I'm changing. I don't want that to be the case. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I don't need success for that. I don't need more money for that. I need to spend that time with God, let him stir that in me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Final thought.
Here's my final thought.
What I want everybody to do that's listening, just for a moment, I just want you to pause for a minute. Whatever you're doing, just pause. Take a quick pause. You have an opportunity in front of you that's magnificent. The world stops for most of us, even if you're on call. The world pauses a lot from Christmas to New Year's. There's a lot of things. There's bowl games on every day. There's a lot of things that create that familiarity and family and places for us just to pause. So let's take advantage of it. At the end of this 2023, I love each and every one of you so very much. I know I speak for both Corey and I when I say that. Y'all have made this an incredible start to this really trek that we've been talking about for years, starting a podcast. Corey was on me for years about, hey, man, you need to do a podcast. And then we finally did it this year. And it's been an incredible journey, and we're just getting started. But take this next week, even if you have to work, and find time to pause. 2024 will be the same as 2023 unless you do things different. You don't need to maybe you do need to create a financial plan. Maybe you do need to create a plan and a better schedule for your family. But what I want you to do is I want you to commit to listen to something every day. Worship. Listen to one song. Go to YouVersion. Download the Bible app. Download a devotional. Read something every day and spend 5 minutes. Put a song on. Do something. Meditate with God. Say, Lord, just speak to me. Or nothing. Just say, God, I'm just going to take 5 minutes a day and let my soul rest. Do something different. And I can promise you, you can turn this on next year, the very last week of 2024, and you'll be like, man, that is what I did, and this is the result. And I can promise you that your life will change. For me, that's what I'm doing. I'm journaling every day. I'm reading every day. And I'm listening every day in a different way. I'm being more intentional. Sure, I do those things. It's not a part of my job. My ministry is an overflow of my relationship with God. My relationship with God is not an overflow of my ministry. And I just want to encourage you to jump on, enjoy the rest of your 2023. Take some time this week to breathe. Corey and I can't wait to be back with you guys on January the 3rd. We'll be off next week. But looking forward to it and all that God has. Let me pray for you. Lord, I thank you so much for all that you did. I thank you for this beautiful baby you sent into the world in the form of your son. I thank you for all that you did in 2023. We're looking forward to 2024. God, we love you. I pray for each and every person. Everybody said, amen. Love you guys. We'll see you Christmas Eve, 9:30, December 31st, online only, 9:30. We'll see you on January it'll be January the what? What's that Sunday? 4, 5, 7. January 7th. Love you guys.